2013 promises to be a better year for the economy, according to the Joint Foreign Chambers of Commerce of the Philippines, which are taking the lead for Arrancada Philippines. The Philippines is emerging as the new tiger economy in Asia. But to succeed, more foreign direct investments are needed to sustain high growth rates for the country in the next 5 years. And joining us tonight on the line is Mr. Bill Luz, the co-chairperson of the National Competitiveness Council. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, so far, are you happy with the report of the Joint Foreign Chambers of Commerce based on Arrancada Philippines that 65% of their recommendations to attract foreign investors has been given attention by the government?
Yeah, I mean, it seems a large improvement over last year. So I think that's good news. I hope the foreigners respond by investing because that was the purpose, after all, of acting on the recommendations.
Right. So now, sir, what are the major concerns to ensure that more foreign direct investments enter the Philippines? Because their target is $7 billion a year. Do you see that possible?
Yeah, that's of course possible, but some things need to be done. For our part at the National Competitiveness Council, our focus is on making it easier to get started, in a business in the Philippines. Whether you're a local or a foreign investor. So our job is to make it what we call the ease of doing business indicators, create improvements across most of the indicators, from starting a business to paying your taxes to construction permits or registering property or going to the court system. All those processes have to be improved as far as we're concerned.
Right. Sir, with starting a business here in the Philippines, a major concern is cutting the red tape. There has been progress, though, but what should be given more focus?
Well, we have to cut red tape. There's a measurement called Ease of Doing Business report, which tracks 10 key bureaucratic procedures that any businessman has to go through, some government agency or agencies usually. Those 10 measures the amount of red tape we have or the efficiency of the process. So we have to get improvements on, we'd like to get improvements on most of those. Only 2 are doing reasonably well and 8 are really lagging behind. And we feel of that 8, if we focused on 4 or 5 of them, that will really make a significant difference. And they are in starting a business, so that if you want to incorporate a new business at the SEC and all those agencies, that's really important. If you want to get a construction permit, in any form of inspection permit, permitting process that local government needs work. If you want to register property, that also needs improvement. If you need to go to court, that's terribly slow to go through our court system. And if you need to, when you pay taxes, the process is tedious and not business friendly. So if we can improve on those, we will make a big jump up in our competitiveness rankings, and it should be easier to attract investments.
Now, sir, do you see a need as well for a synergy between the local and national policies that we have to at least totally eliminate red tape?
Yes, there has to be a great deal of coordination here because some of these processes, let's say if you want to start a business, you go through multiple steps, through multiple agencies, some of them local, some of them national. So you have to have it all working in sync, because if some are moving fast, but you just have 1 or 2 moving slow, it still slows down the entire process. So if you take a look at maybe roughly 16 steps to open up a business, I believe 4 of them run through a local government. So we need to have those 4 and the remaining 12 run fast.
Now, moving on, sir, infrastructure is a major concern as well. They want government to increase spending from 2 to 5% of the GDP. Do you think the private sector should share the burden through the PPP?
Well, the private sector is making the investment already through PPP and other schemes. No, but public infrastructure really is a responsibility of government. That would be the target, to raise the spending as a percentage of GDP and move it up a few percentage points. As it is, I think the government has made a lot of improvements in infrastructure spending. They've increased it significantly. The spending cycle and the bid cycles are a lot faster these days, especially for DPWH. And I think the quality of the projects are much better. You can see road projects, for instance, bridge projects are built with much better quality than in the past. So that's an improvement, and we need to continue that trend and increase the spending.
So with that, sir, our GDP growth for this year, is it headed for a higher rate this year?
Well, I think this year, we're looking again at somewhere 6.5%, 7%. You have to remember that we've got to push these targets a little higher every year if we're going to make a dent as far as poverty incidents, lowering poverty incidents, and increasing the number of jobs. So we've got to be always looking at that 7 and 7+% range as with every successive year. I'm quite confident about this year. I think we're on the right track. We've gotten off to a very good early start for 2013. So we're all looking forward to a good year, but we need to be aware that it's important to keep the momentum going.
Mm-hmm. Sir, as we await the figures for the first quarter as well, any final words?
I think the first quarter, again, if we take a look at the stock market as our leading indicator, it seems to be a very hot first quarter. If we take a look at the way public spending and some investments have come in, I think first quarter should be quite strong. From a government spending point of view, a lot of it has been advanced because they got a good head start on it last year. So let's say, again, public works programs, I think about 80% of the projects have been, for the year, have already been signed and awarded by end of February or end of this month. So I think we're in good shape for the first quarter.
All right, thank you very much, sir, for joining us tonight on NewsLife. That was Mr. Bill Luz, co-chairperson of the National Competitiveness Council.